It's not your salary that makes you rich. I'm going to share with you the rules that made me so rich that I questioned the meaning of making money. These rules are what allowed me to go from a broke 22-year-old to a multi-millionaire today. Some of these rules I picked up on my own during my 26-year career as an entrepreneur, and others I learned from some of the highest net worth individuals you probably know. So without any further explanation, these are the 14 rules of money. The first rule is kind of obvious, but it's to spend less than you make. You know, Dave Ramsey likes to say, act your wage. And I love that. Think about it. It's what you make, but you got to act proportionate to what it is. It's not your salary that makes you rich. It's your spending habits. You know, my dad used to say, it's not what you make, it's what you keep that'll make you rich. When I started off, I was a horrible spender. I remember I was just trying to kind of live life. I never thought I'd ever have money. So when I started making money, it was a bit carpe diem, you know, seize the day, YOLO. Remember at 21, I got a check for almost $20,000 for working a month. I was a consultant, I was on contract, and it all showed up in my bank account. And my little brother Mo showed up and I said, hey man, let's go on a ski trip. It's right around Christmas time when we decided to splurge. Over a 10-day period that he was visiting, I spent $13,000 on snowboard gear and paying for drinks for friends and crazy hotel rooms and eating like a king. It was one of the most ridiculous weeks ever. It was like everything was an option. We kept spending the money. And at the end of it, I talked to my dad. He said, Dan, did you put any money aside for taxes? And I said, nope. That was the day that I got introduced to Norm, and Norm was my accountant. And what he said is, how about we put you on a salary, but what do you need to live? And I was like, well, my expenses are covered. Let's do $60,000 a year and everything else we'll put in the bank account. And that one decision allowed me to save the seed money I needed to eventually start the company that made me a multimillionaire. So at the start, the most important thing is to live off as little as possible and reinvest in yourself, reinvest in your business, reinvest in your future.